Hello and welcome. This video is a continuation from our previous one where we're talking about high PR backlinks and how it fits into the whole overall off-page SEO process. So, from our previous video, we understand the reason why we want to get high PR backlinks. And we understand the higher the page rank associated with that backlink, the more authority it will actually pass on to your site. And by passing more authority on your site, it makes it easier to rank for the particular keyword you're targeting in the search engines. So the question must be asked, how is it we actually go about getting high PR backlinks? And I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to achieve that. Now the first step of the process is to understand how to actually physically search for them. And that is achieved by refining the method that we actually use to search. And what a lot of people aren't aware of, when they're actually going into Google and they're typing in their little search into the search bar, you can really refine that down. And there are a number of different characters and search criteria that you can type in there in order to narrow it down to bring back the results exactly as you want them. Now let me show them to you. Now you see the following codes that we have here, where it's showing site:/.com in URL blog. Now these are the codes you actually copy and paste into the search engine search bar. And let's explain this first one here, right here. Site:/.com. Now that means that we're actually going to be filtering .com sites. And URL means we're going to be, and it says in URL blog, we're going to be bringing back sites with blog in the URL. So if it was Beverly Hills Real Estate, it could be www.beverlyhillsrealestateblog or Beverly Hills blog or real estate blog. So what it's doing is it's bringing up websites that have the word blog in the actual domain name. And as a secondary filter, it's only bringing back the search engine results where the page actually says post a comment on it. And it's taking away the search engine results where comment closed shows up and where you must be logged in shows up at the same time. And that last section there where it says add your keyword, you remove those words there and you add the keyword in that you're targeting. Now the four that we're showing there are for .com, .org, .edu and .gov. And in that particular order is the way that you actually want to perform your searches. So you start off by looking for .coms, then you start looking for .orgs, then .edus, and then .govs. Now by copying and pasting each one of these, so the .com for example, by copying and pasting that into the search bar under Google, that's going to bring back all of the sites which fit that particular criteria. Now these four that we're showing you there, they are all for WordPress. And WordPress is one of the most commonly used platforms for building websites. So because I'm a great guy, I've attached these four here and I've attached other codes that you can use to bring back the same sort of results for other content management platforms or other websites. So let's jump in and see exactly how this works. Okay, so I hope you've watched the other little video where I've run through how to deactivate Google Instant. And Google Instant is a reasonably new little add-on which was added in 2011, which allows you to bring up search engine results faster. So just in case you haven't gone through that, let's do that again. So you go to google.com/preferences. And then if you scroll down, it comes up saying Google Instant. And you can see that I've actually deactivated Google Instant here, but if it would generally have Google Instant switched on. And in my previous video, I believe I only said to search for 30 at a time. I've actually changed it now over to 100. And when you're finished, you select Save Preferences. And it will come up saying your preferences have been saved. So if we go back into Google now, and we take our little nifty bit of code that I showed you beforehand. If we go back to the beginning of this, you can see exactly what it said. So we're searching for .coms and all of the other search criteria. And for us, I'm going to search for real estate again, because that is the area that I was searching for before, or looking at ranking for before, I should say. So then we click search. And this will take around about 60 seconds for it to bring back all of the data that we need. So once it's finished bringing back all of the information within SEO Quake, this is where the magic begins. This here is where you can actually sort all of your page rank from highest to lowest or from lowest to highest. And if you click on your drop down box there, that enables you to search from highest to lowest. And that's bringing back 100 results at a time based on the setup that I have there. So if I click on, there we go. You can see that we have a series of PageRank 5 sites here. PageRank 4, PageRank 3. Continuing down the list. Now, if I wanted to go through here to this first one, I would see a site that has a PageRank 5 that has, as I scroll down, a section where you can place comments. And you can see that they've actually gone and improved a number of comments already. The most recent one back in the 31st of August. And the key to actually placing your comment in there is to ensure that it is directly relational to the topic of the article. And this is an error that so many people actually perform when they're actually posting their content, when they're looking at placing their comments against the content, is that they just go and put a generic blah comment out there without really considering what it is they're actually writing about. And if you make it directly relational to this, then there's a higher chance they're actually going to approve it. And I have to admit, for instance, I have a PR5 WordPress site, and my blog, a lot of the posts that I have on my blog end up becoming a PageRank 4. And I have comments that are placed against those. And I have a number of spam-based comments placed against them. And when I see the spam-based comments, I simply mark them as spam, which prevents them from having to see those ever again. But the ones that are actually legitimate comments, people that have written a good comment against my article, then I actually will reward them by approving that and by placing a link back to their site. Now, another secondary area that you want to consider here when you're looking at placing comments on sites is this site here with this page has a PR5 associated with it. So that means that there's a good chance that other pages or other blogs will also have a PR associated with them, which means you could then go through and do the research of having a look at other pages on this site and seeing whether or not there were other areas that you have some advice or you have some knowledge on, and place a comment inside the comment box, which will link back to the site. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Let's look at placing a comment within this particular blog post. And if we scroll down to the bottom, I've already gone and completed a lot of the information, because what I essentially did is I read through the article or the post, and I gained a really good understanding as to exactly what that post is about. And this particular post is about finding that sweet spot. It's about selling and selling by benefit, and an actual process that you can use A through to E, where you can define what your sweet spot and or your company benefits are, or your product benefits. So you go through and you read it, and then you put your comment in there. So for me, I put down that I thought it was a good post and that it was about selling on benefits, and that one of the biggest issues today is that people find it difficult to sell on benefits, and that using the term "I give good service" is just not good enough anymore. Not that it ever has been good enough. So, and then how he talks about going from A to E and how to identify it, and that I think it's a really, really good idea. So I put that in there. Now, down here where it talks about my name, this is where you place your keyword. And for me, in this example, it's 30-minute SEO. Then you put your email address, and then you put your domain name. Now, when I preview that, you can see how it's going to appear here. And then I click on post. And that takes me back to the home page of the site, or the post page of the site again at the top. And what we do now is we wait for that comment to be approved, and once it's approved, you'll start getting a bit of a backlink back to your site. So if we do the maths, over a 3.5 hour period, you'd expect to do to submit around about 20 posts. And 20 posts over a 3 hour period or 3.5 hour period, it gives you a little over 10 minutes to find and to research each one, to read through and to really investigate what you're actually posting on. But the thing is that of those 20 that you're posting, if you put down a really good comment and a genuine comment, then you'd expect to get around about a 50% conversion or 50% result. And when you have a look at the whole scheme of things, and if you have an understanding of the value of high PR backlinks, if you're getting 10 high PR backlinks for every 3.5 hour session, that's incredibly valuable, incredibly valuable. So there's quite a fair amount of value associated with it, but again, it's fairly time intensive.
Another method that you can actually use is you can have a look at getting that outsourced, and the benefit of having it outsourced is you actually have someone who's out there that's doing the commenting and the posting and going through all of the strenuous components and process of actually going through and doing the searching for you.
And just the last two comments I wanted to make about the high PR linking back from high PR domains is that you'll actually see that these particular ones are no follow links that they've put on there. And if you've watched that video on no follow versus follow links, you'll understand that it's still just as important to get links back from high PR domains if it's a no follow. And essentially, just to summarize, no follow means that it won't actually pass the PageRank on, but it will still pass the authority of that link along. And if you watch a number of the videos that Google has on their own blog, they actually say this constantly, time and time again, that it'll do exactly that. Won't pass on the PageRank, but it will actually pass on the authority. And the last point that I wanted to touch on is when you're having a look at putting down your posts, you don't have to just focus on high PR domains and links in there that are high PR. If you have a look at a website that overall has a high PR and some of their posts have low PR associated with them, I'd still place a post on them, because what can happen over time, and I've seen this happen time and time again, is the actual page rank of the site goes up and the page rank of the post goes up. And as that goes up, then that increases the authority of the link coming back to you. So just to summarize, high PR backlinks from blogs and from other places where you can place your comments, exceptionally powerful, exceptionally good, but it's important that you make sure you use it and to its full effectiveness, and that makes sure that when you're posting your comments, you're putting down legitimate, real comments that will be approved.